Next game is the Chargers and the Vikings. The Chargers took this one 28-24. Surprisingly, they couldn't get anything going on the ground, so Justin Herbert just went insane. 40 of 47, 405 yards, and 3 touchdowns. This team, they can run the ball when they need to run the ball. They can throw the ball when they need to throw the ball. In my opinion, it's just coaching is the reason why they're 1-2, because sometimes Brandon Staley makes some absolutely baffling decisions that cost him the game at points. If this team had a better coach, they could easily be undefeated because they have so much talent on this offense. It's just insane. Keenan Allen completing a touchdown pass for 49 yards. That's just the game that it was through the air today for them. Just awesome stuff from Justin Herbert. Joshua Kelley, not so awesome. 11 carries, 12 yards, miserable day for him. Justin Herbert added 11 yards on the ground himself, and Isaiah Spiller had 2 carries for 7 yards. So just miserable stuff from the rushers. Hopefully Austin Ekeler comes back next game, and we can get something going there. Keenan Allen had a ridiculous day. 18 catches on 20 targets, 215 yards, no touchdowns, but he is firmly a top 10 receiver the rest of the way. He will be in the top 10 for all of my rankings. Just incredible stuff from him. And Justin Herbert, he is the clear top target for Justin Herbert, especially since Mike Williams might have gone down with an ACL in this. There's still news that we need to wait for there. It didn't look good, but Keenan Allen must start every single week. Just amazing stuff from him. Mike Williams, before he went down, had 7 catches for 121 yards and a touchdown. Also, really stellar day from him, but keep an eye out for that injury. And if he goes down, this could mean good news for Joshua Palmer. 4 catches, 66 yards, and a touchdown. It seems like he's firmly ahead of Quentin Johnston on this depth chart. So I think Palmer is the one you want to roster if Williams is down. Gerald Everett had 6 catches for 30 yards. This is a solid day for him. Quentin Johnston, just the 2 catches for 10 yards. It'll be interesting to see if his role develops if Williams is out. If they're just going to stick with Palmer, or if Johnston's just going to come along slowly. Joshua Kelley had 1 catch for 5 yards. Donald Parham had 2 catches for 4 yards and 2 touchdowns. That is stellar tight end stuff. And Darius Davis had 1 catch for 3. So must start Keenan Allen every single week, regardless of matchup. That is the number one thing we learned from here. And look at the matchups, because if they can run, the Chargers will run. If they can pass, they will pass, and they can do both effectively. It's just Brandon Staley holding him back at this point. For the Vikings, Kirk Cousins was 32 of 50, 367 yards, 3 touchdowns and a pick. Super good stuff from him as well. A little disappointing because they only put up 24 points. I thought he would throw for more yards here because this Chargers passing defense has been absolutely atrocious, but J.C. Jackson was a healthy scratch, and maybe him being out really helped this defense. That'll be something to watch as we go forward, but 32 of 50, 367 yards, and 3 touchdowns is really good stuff from Kirk Cousins on its own. Alexander Mattison really responded in this game. 20 carries, 93 yards. I don't take the Cam Akers threat seriously. I think this is Alexander Mattison's backfield. Maybe Cam Akers will get a little more carries, but Ty Chandler, 3 carries for 27 yards. They apparently really like him too. I think Cam Akers is battling Ty Chandler more than he is Mattison. And then Cousins had the 10 yards on the ground. Justin Jefferson had a stellar day, no surprise there. 7 catches, 149 yards, and a touchdown on 13 targets. TJ Hockenson also had 8 catches for 78 yards on 11 targets. And Jordan Addison, just the 6 catches for 52 yards. This is an okay day from him. A little disappointing, though, but this is how it's going to be. KJ Osborn only having the 3 targets here. I think Justin Jefferson is going to get a whole bunch of targets. That is a given. TJ Hockenson gets a whole bunch of targets. So I think Addison's going to be more up and down this year, but it is promising to see that KJ Osborn is taking a clear back seat in this game. Addison, 6 of 52. Osborn had 1 catch for 36 yards and a touchdown. Mattison had 5 catches for 32 yards through the air. That's the good thing about Mattison is he also contributes to the passing game. CJ Ham had a catch for 7. Brandon Powell had a catch for 5. Josh Oliver from San Jose had 2 catches for 4 and a touchdown, and Ty Chandler had a catch for 4. So I wouldn't read too much into Cam Akers coming into this backfield. I think Mattison is the clear one. I think Akers is more battling Ty Chandler for that number 2 role. Keep playing TJ Hockenson. He's looking like the second best tight end in fantasy right now, behind Travis Kelce, after Kelce performed well today. For Addison, I don't think he's a must start. I think he's more matchup dependent, and even, in a good matchup like today, he didn't do amazingly well. So a little slowing of our roll with Addison is necessary. And Cousins, he's a firm QB1. They had a great matchup here, so don't be too disappointed that he isn't the best of the best, but this team is dedicated to throwing the ball. They're going to throw the ball a bunch every single game. Cousins is a really solid starter in fantasy, and Alexander Mattison is still a good back to have on your team.